Ebola, a global health emergency. And Jamaica's ports of entry have 8 days to prove they are ready.
What is good, streets verts? Jamaica woke up this morning with 3 stories that all ask the same question. Are our institutions actually fit for what this country needs right now? A global health emergency declared, a prisoner making phone calls from inside a prison, and an exam reform that the Gleaner is already warning Jamaica not to celebrate too early. Let's move. The health front. The WHO has declared Ebola a public health emergency
The purpose
of
is clear.
international concern.
The Gleaner is right,
900
and Streets
suspected
Verts agrees.
cases, over 200 dead. It has already reached Italy. Jamaica has tightened its borders and put every port on alert, 8 days before hurricane season opens. The Justice Front. A Jamaican attorney went public this week after an inmate called her from inside prison to threaten her. The phone worked perfectly. The walls did not. The Education Front. The CXC modular mass pilot is being called a success. The Gleaner says, hold the applause. So do we. Highest gravity leads today. Health first. Let's get into it. Tuesday, May 26th. Jamaica's Ministry of Health issued a formal public advisory. The outbreak is caused by Bundibugyo virus disease, a species of Ebola. No licensed vaccine. No approved specific treatment. Case fatality rates in previous Bundibugyo outbreaks have ranged from 30 to 50%. That is the baseline the audience needs to hold before anything else is said. As of today, the DRC has reported 105 confirmed cases and 906 suspected cases, including 223 deaths. Uganda has reported 7 confirmed cases. And on May 25th, 2 suspected cases were reported in Italy. 2 people who traveled from Uganda to Lombardy developed symptoms consistent with hemorrhagic fever and were hospitalized in isolation in Milan, Italy. That is the word that changes the geography of this story. The distance from Kampala to Milan is one direct flight. The distance from Milan to Montego Bay is equally direct. Jamaica has strengthened health surveillance at all ports of entry. Travelers who have visited affected countries within 21 days and show no symptoms will be required to self-quarantine under health supervision. Those displaying symptoms will be treated as suspected cases and placed in isolation immediately. The global risk is assessed as low. Jamaica has no confirmed cases, but this country's primary international airport is already under scrutiny from last week's fatal shooting. Its tourism sector was declared fully operational this month, and hurricane season opens in 8 days. The port of entry infrastructure is being asked to perform on multiple fronts simultaneously. This will test whether it is actually ready. Attorney Andrea White-Walters disclosed publicly this week that an inmate, not in a police lockup but inside a Jamaican prison, used his phone from inside the facility to call her and threatened that even though he was behind bars, he could get to her. The call came after she reprimanded him for unruly behavior in open court. He wasn't shy about it, she said. A man, in prison, called an attorney from his phone with no apparent difficulty. White-Walters put the structural question plainly. The prisons are so old, they're not suited to curtailing prisoners reaching out. We have to decide the kind of correctional institutions we want. Jamaica's crime numbers are the best they have been in years. Murders down 22.5%, major crimes down 20.2%. The government is rightly proud of those numbers, but a reduction in intake does not tell you what is happening inside the institution or what walks out the other side. Even if you put them all in prison, at some point they are going to come out, White-Walters warned. A phone call from inside a prison to threaten an officer of the court is not a minor incident. It is a window, and Jamaica needs to look through it. The Caribbean Examinations Council ran a pilot of a modular, bite-sized mathematics examination in Jamaica this year, ahead of full rollout in 2027. Most public accounts say it went well. The Jamaica Gleaner's editorial board is deferring on the applause, awaiting clear evidence that the pilot is not a case of the necessary hard work to fix a deep and systemic problem being sidestepped for the numbing effect of a palliative. The Gleaner is right, and Streets Verts agrees. A format change is not a curriculum change. A pilot that runs smoothly is not a transformation. Jamaica's mathematics failure rate is structural, rooted in how the subject is taught from primary school upward. Breaking the exam into smaller modules does not fix the instruction. It changes the test. Those are different things. The question Jamaica must ask in 2027 when the full results come in is simple. Did more students pass? Did the students who were failing before pass now, and why? Streets Verts will be watching the data when it publishes. That is your brief for today. The health front. Ebola is a WHO public health emergency of international concern. 900 suspected cases. It has reached Italy. Jamaica has tightened its ports 8 days before hurricane season opens. The justice front. A prisoner called an attorney from inside a Jamaican prison to threaten her. The phone worked. The walls did not. The correctional infrastructure question is now on the table. The education front, the CXC modular maths pilot is being called a success. The Gleaner says hold the applause, so do we. The data will tell the real story in 2027. I'm Jerome. This is Streets Verts.
Covering Jamaica the way Jamaica deserves to be covered. Every day, no shortcuts. That's our promise to you. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Covering